Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III as we are playing as Richard I, King of England. Starting out here looking at the larger map, a couple things I'm noticing is, first of all, Poland has conquered quite a bit of land here in Hungary, and then another thing of note is that Italy is certainly broken into quite a few different states here. Byzantine Empire still has a few provinces around here in Sicily and southern Italy. But before we get started in today's episode, there are two things I'd like to address that have actually been brought up quite a bit over the last couple episodes, the last 2 or 3 episodes. These two matters have been brought up, so I figured I'd address them. So the first one is, I've had several people asking me about being over the domain limit, because I had said early in the series that you don't want to be over the domain limit because it's incredibly inefficient. And so some people were wondering why we had been over it for a couple videos. Now, what I said at the beginning is true. You do not want to be over the domain limit. It's highly inefficient. Now, when you first get new titles, you get a year before you start getting penalties to all your titles. During that year, any new titles you have, you don't get anything for it. So those new titles forcing you over the domain limit will not affect your counties that you had prior to that aren't new counties. But so it does give you a good year before you should make sure that you give those titles out. Got about a year to kind of play around with. But unless there's some kind of reason why you're waiting to give that out, there's no reason not to give it out immediately, since those new titles you're holding on to aren't giving you any benefits. But once that year expires, then after that, all your provinces, every county gets hit with a percentage reduction of your levies and taxes, as well as a negative opinion penalty. And how bad those reductions are, those penalties to your counties, are based off of how far above your domain limit you are. So it drastically reduces your overall income and levies. So there's no reason to do it. Again, it's definitely very inefficient. However, two things. Sometimes you might be holding on to those titles for something very specific to happen. For instance, a couple episodes ago, we were waiting for our grandson to get a marriage for him so that we could marry off his father, because once we did that, we wouldn't be able to arrange the marriage for our grandson, because his father would have that responsibility since he would be landed. So in that case, we wanted to make sure that we got that marriage done before we handed out those titles. So if you have like instances like that, then it's a temporary thing. Then you're holding on titles for that specific reason. That's okay, as long as you don't do it too long, because again, it does become very inefficient. But one thing to consider is that this is a Let's Play, so I'm not going to do everything as efficiently as I should sometimes, because sometimes I just want to get the video going. I think it was episode 9. I didn't hand out the titles because I just wanted to get that war done. I wanted to deal with that rebellion, and so we just held on to the titles just so we could start that, rather than for me to take a little bit of time to find a character to take to titles, because I actually spend a lot of time. I usually cut it so you guys don't have to sit through it. Looking at characters, looking at all their traits, their family, all the different factors before I hand out titles. I like doing that. It's just a little thing I like to do, micromanaging it. Not everybody does that. But for me, I do, so sometimes I'll wait a little bit to hand out titles. And if this was a min-max series, then obviously that's not something we would ever want to do, because that's highly inefficient, as I said. But this is a roleplay series, so you can kind of justify it with, sometimes kings are not very efficient. So that was the first matter that has been brought up quite a bit, and I just want to make it clear, since there were questions. As I said in the beginning of the series, it is very inefficient. You shouldn't do it. If we were doing this off camera, if I didn't have a legit reason to keep the title, then I would immediately hand those titles out. So just want to make that clear. The second thing is about my interpretation of these character traits, and also some people being kind of confused, thinking that callous and just shouldn't even be something that your character can have both of, because some people think that they kind of counter each other. I would disagree that they counter each other. I think they're two very different traits that mean different things. And here's my interpretation, since some people have kind of disagreed with some of the decisions we made, and in some cases I think they're right in their disagreement, and we'll kind of correct from here on out in that regard. Well, in some other cases I think it's a difference in interpretation here. So just to make mine clear, when it comes to just, I look at this as, this means the character puts the law above all else. Now, of course, that's their own interpretation of the law and justice, but the way we'll kind of run it is that, he puts the law above other matters. Nobody's above the law, and most importantly, all characters that break the law need to be punished in some form or fashion. and the punishment should, you know, fit the crime as well. That's one thing to kind of consider. Again, callous kind of, you know, changes that a little bit, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's you seek justice. While callous, on the other hand, this one is one I think might be a little bit confusing to some people, because people say, oh, well, this is not the cruel trait. Well, CK3 doesn't have a cruel trait. CK2 did. CK3 does not. There's no cruel trait. Instead, there's callous and sadistic. Now, callous represents, you know, indifference, you know, a heartless character. So my interpretation of this is that, well, a sadistic character wants to cause suffering. Like, they desire to do that. They enjoy the suffering of others. A callous character doesn't necessarily enjoy the suffering. They don't get any satisfaction out of causing suffering. But they also don't really care about it either. They don't care about causing suffering to another person. They're completely indifferent to the suffering to others. They're different to others, period. They're indifferent to their desires and their emotions and their feelings. So when you mix these two together, when it comes to like dealing with characters, the way I look at it is that our characters can be incredibly callous and indifferent to anybody who breaks the law. If somebody deserves punishment, if they rebelled against their lord or they broke a law, then he's willing to do anything against that person. And then he's also very practical, is also the way I'm kind of interpreting this. So for instance, if torturing a rebel, a person who deserves it, he's a just person, so that person needs to have done something, and in this case they rebelled against their lord, that torturing that person, they deserve anything they get. And he's callous, so he doesn't care what that punishment was. He thinks it's fitting here because, again, they rebelled against the lord. So in that case, he doesn't really care that he's giving them a very harsh sentence. One example of a character that several people have cited as being a possible character that had similar traits would be from the Game of Thrones series, or the Song of Ice and Fire book series, whichever one you watched or read. Stannis Baratheon would be an example of a callous and just character that was also a little bit shy, I suppose. I mean, he didn't do well interacting with other people for the most part. If you watch the show or read the books, then you know that Stannis did some very terrible things. He could do some absolutely horrible things if he was able to justify that in his mind. So Stannis believed he had the rightful claim to the throne, and so therefore anything he was really doing to get that throne, many of the bad things he did were justified. Were completely justified because he was being kept from, you know, his rightful claim. Justice has not been done because he was not on his throne. And because he was a very callous person, he was willing to do some very bad things in the name of that goal. So that's the way I'm kind of treating it. Again, that, you know, we are willing to do some very awful things to people. We're not sadistic. We're not doing it because we enjoy doing the awful things. We're just willing to do awful things to people who deserve it if we have a good reason. So you can't do awful things just because, you know what I mean? So the torturing, I feel like, was not out of character. It was practical because it you know, got dread and hopefully deterred other characters from rebelling, other vassals from rebelling against us. He didn't care that they were being tortured. Again, they deserved it. They're rebels. So let's go and get started, guys. We need to find a spouse for our heir. Sorry that took a little while, but I do want to address it because it's been brought up so many times in the comments. There's a lot of comments about both of them. So I figured we would address it. So let's go to make sure that we only have adults, fertile, and healthy, not lowborn. That's all set up already. And the person we're going to arrange a marriage with is this Saxon woman here. She, I guess we'll call her Othelindis. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but that's how I'll be pronouncing it until one of you guys correct me. She has the pretty trait, which is going to increase her fertility. Even though she's 35, she could very well still have children. We don't really need children, but, you know, if we take them, we'll you know, adopt them into our plans. You know, arrange marriages for them, and they'll likely get titles as well. And the most important aspect here is that she has a very high stewardship and a very high diplomacy. So I think she's a good fit. She's not going to get us an alliance or anything like that. She's not really married anybody. She's had one kid as well who has happened to die. This is actually perhaps our old... Oh yeah, I didn't even realize it when I did this. This is our mother-in-law. So, I mean, I don't know that you're still a mother-in-law after the spouse dies. I assume you're still considered a mother-in-law. But it doesn't say that, of course, since she's not married to our father anymore because he's dead. So this actually works out nicely because we don't even have to, there's no turning down of the marriage. She's going to get a lot of prestige while we're going to lose prestige, so that's a negative. But overall, I feel like this is worth it for the skills, guys, for the skills. So we now have that taken care of, so we need to figure out what we want to do here. With the managed domain, that's going to increase it by quite a bit, plus 11. Seems like that's going to be more than necessary. We'll take a look and see how much that adjusts it. Yeah, that'll allow us to have one more domain holding. And right now, we don't need that. We've already given out titles, so I think instead, it might be better to do the assist ruler. Usually you get more overall skill points for that. So if you look at this, we can get a plus 11 or plus 9 here. But if we did the assist ruler, we'd get a total of, what's that, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So you get less than the managed domain. So there is that. But you're getting all those other benefits. Most importantly, you're getting the diplomacy and the stewardship. So you're getting a little bit of both. And that'll, most importantly, decrease the overall general opinion reduction that we're getting from our very, very low diplomacy. Additional taxes. Your stewards, excellent stewardship as a result in us getting a little bit of taxes. Also, we have a couple things we can do here. We could have. There was an option to request money from the Pope, but we can't do that anymore. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I really wanted to do that. That would have been very helpful for us trying to get that 1,000 gold in order to build the Tower of London. All right, well, let's go and ransom some prisoners off. A little bit of money to be had here. We'll ransom that guy off. The rest are going to be staying in the prison. Well, actually, one thing we're going to do here, we'll get the ransom done first, and then maybe we'll look to see if we have a court position, and then we're going to do that. I don't know that we have anybody that has good learning. No, unfortunately not. All right, so that's a shame. All right, let's get this money accepted real quick. There we go. So what we are going to do, guys, is we are finally going to allow the Duchess to leave the prison. Because I feel like if we're, and this has been brought up in the comments, and I agree, that if we're really truly just here, I mean, we don't care that she's in the prison. We could care less that she's been sitting in prison for 23 years. Yeah, we have no care in the world about that. It doesn't bother us at all. However, it's not very justified. We do not have a reason to keep her in prison for that long. Now, given part of that was our father, but why would we not let her out? I think she's done her time for the crime that she did of rebelling. 23 years in prison. That is a long, long time in prison. Not only that, she hasn't been able to have any children to inherit her throne, which results in this guy here. Like, who is this guy? He's going to be getting control of those titles. So overall, I feel like we need her to have some kids. It'd probably be for the best. Now, she still has quite a few duchies. She has a total of 3 duchies, so she's still incredibly powerful and definitely a threat. But that's okay. We're going to let her out, guys. Now, we have a couple choices. We can make her pay money to get out. We could just release her, though our character, that would bother him a bit because he's callous. Maybe he feels like she just hasn't done enough yet. We can force her to renounce the claims. That would reduce her opinion by quite a bit more. We could force a weak hook on her. That would also cause opinion issues. I almost feel like having her renounce the claims here would be the best bet, since she has that claim on the Duchy of Mercia. So I think that's the one we're going to do, and that won't result in us getting any stress, since we're not just letting her out for free. All right, so let's go and do that, and we're going to let the Duchess out. And we already know that she will join a faction probably immediately, but, you know, that's her choice. If she chooses to do so and rebel again and hasn't learned her lesson, which it clearly looks like she hasn't, she hates us, by the way. She absolutely hates us. She wants a seat on the council, so that's one reason for that. We got control up here. Excellent. All right, so that's very good news. So that means we can now have him go back to organizing levies or training commanders. I think we're going to have him train commanders more than anything because this is going to reduce the men-at-arms maintenance, and we're trying to save up some money right now. But it would also be good to train up knights as well. Now, as far as giving her a position, I don't even know that we have a position that we're willing to give her. Yeah, I think she's the one considered the powerful vassal right now. Yeah. She just doesn't have very good skills. I could put her as spy master, but with how much she hates us, though, I don't think that'd be wise. Yeah, I think we'll just keep her up here. Any faction she joins is likely to get pretty powerful. I assume she's got... I haven't actually looked at this, but I assume she has like some decent troop numbers here. Yeah, 2,300. So it would definitely increase a faction's power that she was to join. This faction has almost disbanded. There's only one guy left, Earl Hugh. He's the last man standing of that faction. We finished the secrets task, and I suppose what we could do now is go ahead and move him over towards where Earl Hugh is. We could also have him work to get a secret on the Duchess. I suppose that'd be quite useful as well. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. She's the greater threat. Where the hell is she at? She's right there. So she's the greater threat, so we'll try and get some secrets on her. We still ransom off that count, but he has not done his time, so we're not going to be letting him out. The White Heart. We're still in this damn hunt for this heart that we've been after for a very long time, and just haven't had much luck in finding it. I am out with my retinue in London when the road twists and takes us in close to the farmlands. It is there that I see it once more, shimmering in the sun, the White Heart. I turn to alert the others, but as I turn back, the heart is already gone. It taunts me, and so we gain stress. So we're not doing good in the stress department, guys. Not at all. We need to turn up the volume, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and call, well, should we call a hunt since we're still on the current hunt? Maybe we shouldn't. We could seclude ourselves to reduce some stress. I think that's exactly what we do, although it'd be for 3 years before we build it again. But yeah, this would reduce some of our stress, so let's go and do that. We're going to spend a little bit of prestige to do so. Again, though, it does make sense. This is our character's coping mechanism. He doesn't like people, so he likes to shut himself up, just kind of get away from everybody. I shut the door behind me and take one step into the quiet room. I breathe in deeply and out. And I have given the servants orders to not let anyone disturb me, no matter what happens. And as my shoulders relax, I know that this is exactly what I needed. I'm truly at peace. So it's going to reduce our stress a little bit, not much. We're still very close to having another mental breakdown. It's going to be very difficult to avoid that overall. We can usurp the principality over here. We have the gold and everything. Yeah, I suppose I don't see any reason not to usurp it. Yeah, why not? Let's go and do that. He'll lose some opinion of us. Oh, but the gold, that's right. Okay, we shouldn't do that because we're trying to save up the gold. Yeah, we'll just have to wait to do that. We could go and continue working on wars over here, though. Where is that one? That's this one, so that would give us a claim here once we did usurp it. So we don't need to do the claim there. Instead, we'll do the claim up along one of these two areas here. Maybe go after the most developed one. We got one of these two. Most built up, most developed one. Here's where the duchy is. Okay. I guess we'll go after that one. Let's go ahead and send our archbishop over there. Get us a claim. Because I don't think we have any claims right now. And I don't even think there's any wars we can do outside of declaring war on France. And Lord Murray has converted from Scottish to Welsh. Now let's go and speed this up. I didn't realize I was on speed 3. I thought it was going kind of slow. So yeah, we'll speed this up here, and I'm wondering why we can't ask for money from the Pope now. Is he broke? Because yeah, nothing has changed with our piety. It's not entirely sure. All I can assume he's not broke. He's got a lot of money. The Pope always has a lot of money. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure why we can't ask him for money. Let's take a look. It seems because we're already wealthy. Okay, you can only do that when you're broke. All right, well, I guess that makes sense. He gains another opinion boost with him, which is excellent. Remember, we've kept it on this one since we can't pull it off, but and do somebody else because then we'd have to lose stress again. But I think we're finally done, guys. We have a 36% chance. We have just as much chance to actually lose opinion with him at this point. Look at those negative events. So yeah, I feel like we should stop swaying him. So let's finally end this, and we won't be swaying anybody else now, because of the stress it causes, and our character just doesn't want to. He'd prefer to not have to interact with other people. Espionage, lovers. While performing his duties as my spy master, Earl Odo has uncovered a secret held by the Earl of East Riding. Okay. He's secretly taken... okay, so he's got a lover. That's the point here. This character here. So we can now blackmail him. And I think we will... Yeah, I think we will. Well, I guess we don't really get much from this now that I think about it, because he's not directly our vassal. So there really isn't any reason to do so. So we'll just keep it. If we ever wanted to act against the Duchess there, then that would allow us to do it. We'd have a potential agent. So I wanted to take a look at the factions. I wanted to make sure she hasn't joined yet. She is not, but the Lord Murray is back in a faction. I don't know if it's our decreasing dread, which dread is decreasing so rapidly, guys, because of the fact that we are ill and maimed. So that actually decreases our dread, or it increases our dread loss, I should say. And we're also over the natural dread, because our natural dread is actually -25. So yeah, it reduces very, very quickly, unfortunately, so it's not a very useful tactic for us. We do get more dread gain because of this, and the decay is slower because of that as well. So Adam comes of age. Excellent. So let's see what he got. He got Adequate Bargainer, so level 2. So not great, unfortunately, but could be worse. He could have gotten the level 1, I guess. So again, will be a character which might not have the highest of stats. Now our education was actually decent. It's the fact that it was in learning. So this is what he looks like. He's temperate, patient, and gregarious. And of course he's an adequate bargainer as well. So in regards to his stats, he has average diplomacy, average stewardship, and everything else is kind of garbage. He is going to be marrying the Petty Queen of Brittany when she comes of age. That's going to be a while from now, though, 7 years. And we learned a secret over here of the Duchess. So all this is helping us if we ever wanted to act against the Duchess, when it comes to intrigue. We need to take a look at what happened here. This is our nephew who is supposed to be getting the title here in Tuscany. And I'm guessing they have a rebellion happening here. Defending against... No, it's not a rebellion. Oh, wow. Okay, so hopefully he wins this. Right now, he's currently losing the conflict quite a bit. Yeah, I think he's going to lose it. So that does result in him losing lands. Yeah, he's going to lose some lands. Okay, secret was exposed here, so we never got to do the blackmailing, but I guess it's a good thing. I feel like it's that damn spy master that we have. Like, anytime he finds anything out, then it gets revealed. I think he just likes running his mouth. I don't know if we can trust this guy. How can you have a spy master that can't keep his mouth shut? Damn Earl Odo. Oh, he's actually got 4 personality traits. You don't see that very often, the 4 personality traits. Because most just have 3, but every once in a while they get an extra personality trait from an event. Okay. And he was released from prison, so I'm assuming that the war is now over, perhaps? Yeah, the war's over. I thought they were going to lose lands here. But yeah, perhaps not. I'm not seeing any lands that they lost. They did lose, well, they did lose their lands here on Corsica. And what is this about? Well, yes, we have the claim. So we could continue our father's goal. Perhaps you could argue it's our family's goal, the conquest of the Welsh. So we'll go deal with that. I did want to see what this rebellion was. We had this rebellion start, and I don't know who's the one rebelling against who here. Okay. So this is another situation of the Duke of Mercia facing a rebellion. If they win this will be what, the 3rd Duke of Mercia that has been overthrown. Mercia is just apparently very difficult to keep. It probably doesn't help that they're constantly being ruled by children. And Duke Arnauld here is hideous. Poor kid. Oh yes, we have the claim here, so let's go ahead and declare war now, guys. It'll be a quick conflict. Shouldn't take too long, although we might want to move our rally point before we start this. So we're going to go for our claims, of course. We could do the Duchess's claim instead to get a hook on her, which is what we've been trying to get, because I want to change up her contract. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it. So we're going to do our own claim. I'm curious what she has a claim on. It doesn't look like she has a claim on anything. All right, so let's go ahead and do our claim for this one here. It's going to be 112 prestige, and we cannot afford it. Okay, so we will actually have to wait. We'll have to be patient. I didn't realize that we were so short on prestige. I guess it makes sense. We just used it, and we spent a bunch of it. So yeah, we do have to wait a little bit. And there's a bastard here. So we have... Who is this on? Is this on this East Riding guy again? Yeah, it probably has to do with the lover. Okay, so none of that really helps us. And I'm still just trying to get... Oh, they got busy quick, didn't they? Oh, I thought she was pregnant. She was holding her belly. I thought she was pregnant. She's not pregnant. Okay. I was about to say, man, they didn't waste any time. As soon as she got back home. So we now have a learning perk we can get. Let's go ahead and do this one. Increase development in counties. And I don't know how much our development is going up in London here. Let's just take a look. Looks like we're not getting any monthly growth, unfortunately. And we just don't have the buildings available. Now we actually have some buildings we can build here. Buildings we can construct, I should say. But again, we are waiting. Oh, we actually have 1,000. Okay, I didn't realize that. Let's go ahead and finally build the Tower of London. Took us a little while to get that money going. And this gives us a +6 defender advantage. So if anybody attacks our capital and we come to defend it, we're going to get that. We're going to have a higher garrison. It's going to make it harder for people to take this capital of ours. Most importantly, this county is going to get a +5% in holding taxes plus a developmental growth of 0.1 per month. Now, if you guys recall, we just looked at development growth and we're not getting anything per month. So all those modifiers we get, all those percentages that we have increasing it, don't do anything since we don't even have it going up at all. So this will be really helpful. Plus we get a +30% on the dread gain. So that'll be pretty useful as well. Alright, so that building's going to take a while to construct. Was it 5 years? Yeah, it's 5 years. So it takes a long time before we get the benefits of it. That's okay. So at this point, we're just waiting for the prestige. I suppose we can go up to speed 5. And we still have the white heart that we are trying to find. The flirty white heart I'm hunting comes to me in a dream, judging me with its deep eyes and flaunting its pristine coat of fur. We stand in the farmlands, everything around us silent, and no matter how I move, I get no closer to my prey. As I claw myself awake, I feel my resolve hardening. Man, we are just set on this. This character's mind is completely set on the hunt, +1 prowess. And we are just set on getting this deer, aren't we? We're not playing. Alright, some more lovers that we've discovered, and this is the Duchess. She has a lover. Alright, so that is very useful to know. And looks like we have another mental break. Yeah, we have another mental break. So recently I feel like I'm not worthy of the Kingdom of England. Do other rulers doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be a good and realistic king, but my subjects take everything I do as mean-spirited, fussing about petty trivialities constantly. Others of my station don't seem to have problems controlling their inferiors. Damn this universe, for raising one so poor as me to such heights. Damn. He's really feeling bad about himself, isn't he? So we can say, I need to be alone to think about this, and we'll lose 42 stress. We get that because we have the reclusive trait already. We can say, I swear to God, I'll punch somebody, and then we'll become irritable. And that would result in the same amount of stress loss. Okay, but the irritable trait, what does that exactly do for us? It would result in us having lower diplomacy and lower martial, but increased prowess. We also have the option of saying I'm just as good as the rest. I think we would go with this one because, you know, that's what we prefer doing anyway. We are shy and we just want to be alone. So further reduce the overall stress that we had. So that's actually was pretty good. Her cousin was slain in battle, and yes, that's right. We've gotten those secrets there as well. More secrets being exposed, and I haven't yet. This is a bummer. It got exposed, so we didn't get the blackmailer. Wasn't quick enough on it. Again, I kind of feel like the moment he finds anything out, he immediately reveals it. I feel like he's the one that does it. And look at this guy, man. So he's just like murdering his family and everybody else, and he has a guilty conscience. Well, you should have a guilty conscience about that. We get 180 gold. Nice. So I guess we'll have to do the crime cannot go unpunished, because again, we always have to do that because of us being just. And so we're imprisoning the Duchess. Again, she just got out. She didn't stay out very long, did she? Alright. I tried, guys. I tried. They had a child. I suppose that's what's important. They had a daughter, though I think this might be... No, it's not a bastard. Despite her running around sleeping with other men. I don't know if this is actually his child. But apparently, as of right now, everybody believes it's his child. It's curious that... Oh, okay, there we go. It has changed. So now they have an heir, and that's what's important. And it'll be another duchess. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever let her out again. We tried, guys. I tried. I feel like she just wants to be in prison. I mean, given she was in prison for 23 years, almost her entire childhood, all of her adult life has been spent in prison. And we should note that this isn't prison. This is house arrest, which is not quite prison. House arrest, for like a noble, especially one of this rank, a duchess rank, could be a pretty good living overall. She probably has her own servants. She probably eats pretty well. I'm sure we let her send correspondence, though I wouldn't be surprised if we read through everything she sends before it gets sent out, as well as everything that she gets. So she might not have a lot of privacy, but I bet she has her own servants, and overall she probably has it's a gilded cage, guys. Really, that's what it is. I'm sure she's living quite well overall, compared to what you'd expect with somebody in a dungeon. So she's maybe she really likes it. I don't know. Maybe she knows no other life, and so maybe she just went crazy as soon as she went out there. Some kids when they go to college, when they have really, really strict parents, and then they go to college and then they just get buck wild. So it looks like the King of Castile has died, which has resulted in the land splitting up into several different kingdoms now. Yeah, it looks like we got several different kings. All the sons got a kingdom, which is interesting because it seems our own soon-to-be son-in-law is now actually a king. So we thought we were marrying into the family of the King of Castile, but really now it's the King of Leon that we are married into. Interesting. So I'm surprised that they're still only betrothed. Oh, he's 12. Okay, I was about to say, because I thought she was old enough. He's not old enough yet. So he's the King of Leon. We have the King of Galicia, which he is 20 years old. I think he might be the oldest one. Oh no, looks like his brother here is the oldest. Makes sense. I guess he's the one who got Castile. But the Kingdom of Castile is actually one of the smallest ones. Sometimes that happens that way. Your primary title is actually not as valuable as some of the other kingdom titles. And there's actually a fourth one here. I want to say that she was also... I'm surprised she actually got this title. That's interesting. Yeah, she actually has the... she's a queen here. Okay, 'cause I don't think she was queen before. I could be wrong. Again. Yeah, very interesting. So now we are married with them. So we're going to have to try and help them. Because I assume that we're going to see war between the brothers there, guys. Oh, we can move our spy master, by the way. Attempted murder. Oh, the Earl here. Okay. Now there's not really anything for us to do with that. But let's go ahead and move him. So we'll take a look at the faction, see if there's anybody else we want to look for secrets on. We could try and look for a secret on him if we wanted to. See if there's any. I think we've looked before and didn't find anything though. So I think what we're going to do instead is just go to the disrupt schemes. I think we're done looking for secrets, guys. And we got good money. We need to spend that. Another secret has been exposed. And this is with our daughter. Okay. And this is the one who's going to be marrying the King of Leon. Oh, Lord, guys. So our daughter had a secret exposed. We'd have to arrest her, which would then break the betrothal. Damn it. And this is the matrilineal betrothal. So this puts us... Man, that is a damn shame. This is a real shame, guys. But again, we are just, so I don't know if there's anything else we could do here, right? I mean, there's really no reason we wouldn't go for this. We have to. It's really a shame. So we have to imprison her, which again breaks the betrothal. Yeah, that's a real bummer. And then she went and got herself pregnant, which is one of the worst things here. I'm sure he doesn't like that anyway. What we could do is pause this and maybe I can immediately let her out. But yeah, we have to imprison her. Again, I don't know why you would imprison somebody over this crime. I know it's fornicating and that's a crime. But yeah, we got to do that. But yeah, we can let her out. Now we can't let her out for free though, again, because we're just. We have to get something from her. There has to be a punishment, essentially. There must be some form of punishment here. So we can have her renounce her claims, so she renounces all the claims she has on our kingdom, and I think that would be fitting. I'm hoping if we do this immediately, the betrothal won't break. So we could do that one, and then also will result in their kids not having claims here to our titles, so that's probably a good thing. So we could do that. We could also demand a weak hook on her. She wouldn't accept that, though. Yeah, renouncing the claims, I feel like that's quite a punishment. She has no claim to it, and neither will her children, which, remember, they would get those claims. So I don't know if he'll break the betrothal or not. We'll just have to see. And, of course, we already know she's not even married yet, and he's a child, so we know it's not his kid. It does look like the betrothal is still good. Again, when they go to prison, it typically breaks it. But maybe if we did it quick enough, then didn't do it. So yeah, it looks like it worked out for us. He's 13 years old, and so we just need to wait a couple more years, and then they can do this marriage. But she has a bastard daughter. I'm not entirely sure how well he's gonna feel about that when he comes of age. And which one is that? Let me see here. Where is she at? Matilda. Just take a look at her. She is quick, though. So who is her father? I think this is the man who really needs to be punished, this guest. We need to punish this guy. I mean, he sullied our daughter. And of course, we couldn't do anything before because he's a guest. I feel like this man needs to be imprisoned. We have a 39% chance. And we get tyranny, but I don't think we would care about that. This might just result in him leaving. Maybe if I recruited him to court first and then tried to arrest him, maybe it would be a little bit better, a little bit easier. He would be grateful. We're about to give him money. I don't see us doing that. Yeah, I think we'll just try and imprison him. And if we fail, we fail. And again, we have to do this. I just don't see King Richard allowing this man to walk away with nothing. So I know it's a very low chance of success, but we're going to try. Again, we'll probably fail. We have the renewed jihad. The House of Islam is under grave threat from the onslaught of heathens and infidels in its very heartlands. So all righteous Muslim faithful should prepare to join the ranks of the Mujahideen for the upcoming struggles. This could be the beginning of an unprecedented Muslim aggression. So they now have access to the jihads. And renegades, so he got away. So we took the penalty for nothing, but again, I feel like, and that was, of course, a penalty in that we got the tyranny. But I feel like that was suitable. That's what we would have done, man. We wouldn't let him get away. This gives us more learning per level of devotion. We don't have very much devotion, so we're probably not going to get much learning from this. We might not be getting anything. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, I don't think we're getting anything. Not yet, anyway. If we get this increased up to the next level to faithful, then that would give us a little bit of learning. The faction disbanded. Okay, so we might not have any factions against us right now. Nope, not a single one. Had that hook expire, and looks like the Duke died, the one that we had the alliance with. So his son is taken over, which, remember, is married to our daughter. And they have the matrilineal marriage, so all the children will be of their dynasty. He's 21 years old. She's 27, not pregnant yet. Okay, so that was our council member. I assume he's going to become the next powerful vassal. Might need to give this a second to update. We do, of course, have the alliance with him as well, so we don't have to worry about that problem. Oops. Oh, shit. I didn't want that to get closed. Who is at war with who? Alright, so... This is unfortunate. This is a Liberty War here. And he is definitely going to lose. He has, like, no troops. I don't know if he asked us earlier for assistance. It might have been this one, though. We got another rebellion here against the Duchess. Good God, all of our allies are having serious issues. It might have been this one. And I think we should help with this one. I don't know that we'd be able to get over there to help in time on this one. That one, it looks like it's already done. Yeah, he looks like he already lost. There's no way around that one. There was a Liberty faction created against us. Now, both of these are Liberty ones, so it doesn't, like, you know, result in them losing their titles or anything like that. Yeah, this is a Liberty War, as is this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they don't lose their titles. They just, you know, lose some of their authority. But I feel like it's still worth helping here, so I think we're gonna go and help her out. and join her war. Because I want to say that might be... Yeah, we've been called to the war already. Okay, there we go. Alright, I was about to say. It didn't look like it would let me select that. Alright, so let's go to raise up our armies, though we should probably move this. And we didn't get to do our war against them yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and move this over to nearby province here. Raise our armies up. We do have a ton of money. We had so much trouble getting 1,000, and now we easily got it. Let's go ahead and build some stuff. We'll build here in Buckingham first, see what we want to get. I'm not entirely sure. We got some levies here, a little bit of money. Okay, so our choices are the farms and fields, the hunting grounds, or the barracks. What did we get in our capital? Let me just take a look. I don't remember what all we got here. Yeah, maybe we'll get the hunting grounds here, since we haven't gotten those yet. We could do those. That's the defender advantage plus the money, which is always helpful. And then when you go to the far level, you're getting levies in addition to that. So that would be a good one, I think. I think that's one we're going to do. We could do the one that grants more money. I almost want to do that one. I'm really liking having all the money that we have. But yeah, I really feel like the problem right now is levies. So yeah, what we'll do is the hunting one. Could do the barracks for even more levies. But this one gives us both money and levies. So that's the reason why we're going to do it. It doesn't give it to us immediately. We have to get it up to level 2, of course. And I think we've probably waited long enough to see if another powerful vassal is appointed. It looks like the Duke of Cornwall is now the powerful vassal. Okay, how old is he? He looks super young, right? Oh, I guess he doesn't there. Here in this picture, oh, okay, it hadn't updated yet. Oh, that was strange. It still had his, like, childhood picture. That was really weird. So, he's pretty good when it comes to diplomacy. And let's take a look at the Earl Baldwin. Is there something he's better at? Marshal. He's, in fact, better than the Earl Eadwulf here, but he's not good at anything else. Okay, so we're still looking for a good steward here, and I don't know that any of our people are good at stewardship. Yeah, nobody's really good at stewardship here. We could put this guy in place and he's okay, I guess. I guess that's who we'll use. Really doesn't matter. I guess this guy's slightly better, so we can switch these two out. I suppose that's what we'll do. We'll switch them out here. And then use his 17 since they both have 17 and use his 10. Alright, so the Duke of Cornwall has now been appointed to our council. Oh yes, I forgot we're fighting a war here, guys. Yeah, we should probably, I know that they needed to round up, of course. Close to the end. Because we have this lifestyle tree here, and I think it's this one right here. When death of natural causes 1 year away, you will receive a warning. So we are 1 year away from death, guys. So we're going to die very, very soon. So January of 1107 is when we can expect to die. Okay, so now we know. We can kind of plan around that. There's not really anything to plan, though. She's not pregnant or anything, is she? Nope, she's not pregnant. We've already appointed titles to our characters. I mean, there's really not anything else to be done here. I mean, we could look at our succession to make sure that there's nothing that's been adjusted. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, we're good to go. We're ready to meet our end. We actually lived pretty long considering the health problems we have. 51 years old. It's kind of unfortunate. I just spent all that time talking about, you know, how I'm judging Prince Richard or King Richard here, and how we're gonna make decisions, and we're not even gonna be playing as them anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and split these guys into two. It looks like they're gonna win without us, which is surprising. I don't even think they're gonna need our assistance, but we'll assist anyway. We'll get prestige and we'll increase our opinion with her. Let's go ahead and create. I suppose it doesn't really matter other than for the attrition. So we're just looking at 4,000 in each area, 4,000 something. Yeah, that's the way we'll do it. So just grant a bunch of levies to one army here. Get them up to 4,000. Or somewhere around there. You still have those one special levies. There's barely any troops on them at this point, but... Alright, so that looks good. Alright, so let's select these guys. We'll have them go to the capital. While this army here will siege that one down. We'll go ahead and give them a commander as well. And we will do... I almost think we should have Earl Hugh in charge of the other army. I know that that's our fighting army, but he has the military engineer. I'm trying to point this guy. Well, this guy here, this army here has a siege weapon, so just kind of balance that out a little bit. We need to spend our money on that. That's what we should be buying. I haven't got all the men-at-arms built up just yet, so that actually helps us out quite a bit. We can build our light horsemen up. Let's just see all of our options here. And it seems that I haven't really built up many of these guys yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, interesting. Hold up. So we got an opinion boost there. But this is not how I remember it being. I think what happened here is that we got some men-at-arms from Richard when he became the king. Because yeah, probably don't want to have two of these. It is nice to be able to split them up, I suppose. But I usually wait until I have a little bit more men-at-arms before I get two of anything, so we can have good men-at-arm counters. So let me just see what else we have happened to get from him. I think that might be it. Maybe the light footmen. I don't remember hiring those. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if we hired those or not, or if that was Richard. It might have been. So yeah, instead we could get... we don't have the heavy horsemen yet. We could do pikemen. Yeah, I guess we'll do the pikemen. So it's going to do pikemen. We'll go and create those. And then we might want to build up this size on some of these guys. Like build their size up a bit. Just kind of spend a little bit of money here. Maybe get these guys built up some more. And get the pikemen built up. And of course, this is all going to cost us more money, but we're okay with that. Maybe get these guys are pretty cheap. So we'll get them built up to 5. And is there anything else that we need here? We still have money, a little bit. We're going to save it because we are at war. Spending a lot of money. They might go to the capital first. Whichever one they go to, we will not follow them. Yeah, it seems like they're going to go to the capital, so instead we should go here. Yeah, they're going to do that battle there. We'll let them do that battle. Though it does look like, yeah, they're going to win that. So we'll go take the this province here. And another call to war. Okay, what's this one about? Alright, so it looks like they're trying to take land from him. I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Let's just take a look. Well, you know what? Let's just accept it. We know we're going to accept it. We'll accept it, and we'll help them out. It'll be after we finish this current conflict. Alright, so it's right there. And I don't think he's going to have the numbers. Oh, actually, he's doing pretty good on number. Oh, that counts our troops. Yeah, of course it does. Which we have 8,000 something. So that's all our troops there. So we could go in and send him an army now. And then just leave the sieging army here. And then bring these guys on over to here. To battle his army. However many troops he has. Which I didn't see his numbers. 910, not much. So, do we need to go at this moment? I think we should. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring this army over there, guys. And we'll go ahead and attack the capital here. It'll take 44 gold to get over there. And then we'll just have our armies in 2 different locations. Alright, this guy's an experienced fighter. Yeah, let's hire him. Let's recruit him to court. Some good money spent right there, though. Because we had to talk to him, that did result in us getting some stress. I think that that's a little bit ridiculous. You know, I understand, like, you know, getting stress from having a feast. But I don't understand getting stress from every time you have to hire a knight. Or every time you want to bring somebody into your court. Like, you don't have to do that. You can have somebody else do it. And just tell somebody in your court, hey, go give this money to this guy and ask him if he wants to work for me. So the secret has been exposed here. And this is Matilda. She had another bastard kid with the same guy. Has he come back? How did he get back here? This dishonorable villain. Yeah, where is he at? Oh, he fled to Scotland. Of course he did. I feel like we gotta declare war on Scotland just to get control of this guy. So that I can try and arrest him again. Alright. Siege 1. So, I guess we can go do the next siege. It's probably not going to be necessary. I think he'll likely have this conflict one. Yeah, he'll have this one as soon as he takes that province. So it's not necessary. We'll do it anyway, though. We'll go over there. And the betrothal has happened here. Although it's not the betrothal I thought it was. Okay. I thought it was one of our kids, one of their marriages. It's not the case yet. All right, so 5 months to siege that down, and we have achieved victory up here in Brittany. Excellent. So we helped out there, and that should have resulted in us getting a little bit of a opinion boost, but maybe not. Looks like we didn't get any credit. In fact, instead we got the rejected to call to defensive war. But I think that was an old one, though. Yeah, I think that might have been an old one that we rejected. Okay. So we can come over here and help out with these sieges, and I guess we will. Though we wouldn't do too well in that battle. I assume he's going to flee. Yeah, he doesn't want any of it. So yeah, we'll siege both these down, and hopefully that'll be enough. We had another notable guest arriving. God damn it. I didn't realize that this person's still elected. Enemy ally joins this war. Okay, so let's just take a look and see who all we're at war with now. Okay, it's right here. That's where the ally is. So maybe a few hundred more troops involved. Probably not much, though. Nah, not much. Not much at all. Did he hire mercenaries? Seems like almost like he did, because he's got a much larger army. Yeah, he must have hired some mercenaries. So doesn't even really need our assistance anymore. You can see he's doing quite well. And when we don't get credit for something, then that's just frustrating. One of our vassals is going to lose land. Well, that's not good. We can also ask the Pope for gold, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's just take a look and see what we're losing here. So the Countess here. Okay, I see. Now this is not her child, so all she has to do is have a son, or even a daughter for that matter, and it will result in, well, I guess we better take a look at the succession, make sure it's not anything weird. So there's a male preference over women, of course, but yeah, I think that the daughter would still inherit over whoever this character is, which I don't even know how he's related to them. But he's the count over here, so we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully they'll have a kid, and then that will fix the issue. If they have a son, then no problems. We'll have no problems with that. There's a lot of criminals we can currently lock up. Most of them are not vassals, though. Now let's just take a look at who all these people are. So this is the Countess here, and she has a different lead. So yeah, they're not really gonna. It's not really our job to get justice here. This is their job. Whoever the count is here. Yeah, I feel like this is their job to manage all this, not ours. We just happened to get all those secrets when we were over there looking for something on the Duchess. So he's gonna give us a little bit of money, which is excellent, and we're gonna use that to build. Now we could go ahead and continue building these guys up because we haven't finished building them up quite yet. But I think that's probably good for right now. Let's go ahead and build some construction buildings here. So we can build here. See what we want to get. We can improve the small harbor. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Upgrade that. Make it worth a little bit more money. And then we can also build here in Dover. Or even here. Yeah, I guess we'll build here. Let's get that upgraded. And then if we have any money, we'll build in Dover. And we're going to upgrade the walls and towers since, you know, it's Dover. So it makes sense that it would have some good defensive buildings. Alright, so we've almost got their capital. That'll be big. Taking control of that. Could even win the war for us. And there we go. We got some hostages too, so we're going to be able to make some nice money. Of course, we made 20 gold from the siege, and we're at 100% because we captured the air. So that's the end of the war, guys. Excellent. So we will wait until the war's over before we ransom anybody off. And it should end quite soon here. We're about to bring our armies back. And maybe we'll get a little money before it does. There's 25 gold here to be had. I'm going to assault it so that I can get it done before the war ends. There we go. Excellent. So they should make peace soon. We lost quite a few troops there doing that assault, but whatever. I wanted the gold, man. Councillor Odo has died. Alright. So he was succeeded. Is this a bastard or something? A bastard founder. Okay. So yeah, this was a bastard, so he didn't succeed. Instead, his daughter Cecilia succeeded here. Okay, so we now have another council position open. Let's go and take a look and see who it is. It is the Duke here, not surprising. His father was also a powerful vassal. And he has a 12 intrigue, which I think is probably the best we're going to find. He also has the 11 stewardship. So we'll take a look and see if anybody has better intrigue than 12. I don't think so, though. I think all of our guys are garbage when it comes to intrigue. The 12 intrigue is probably about as good as it's going to get, guys. All right, excellent. So just waiting for this war to end. Should end soon. Let's put it on speed 4. And another goddamn call to war. All right, so the Duchess has been attacked. Or I guess we'll call her the Petty Queen, because that's what she wants to be called, but she's equivalent to Duchess. So Petty Queen, who, remember, is going to be marrying our son and heir, who we're about to become here very soon. So it's quite important that we honor this, because this is a defensive call to war. The King of France is trying to take this title from her, which is actually her capital county. So that's kind of a big deal. So yeah, we're going to definitely accept to assist here. Which means that we will not be able to pull our troops back from the war. Instead, we're going to have to bring them over to France now. So, quite unfortunate. So let's go ahead and land in Brittany. I think that's the best way to do this, so that we have the time to get rid of that modifier. And we have won this war. Just taking a look at how it impacted us. We increased the opinion with him by 100, and we got 300 prestige, so that's pretty big. All right, awesome. Yeah, that's going to be helpful. So he should like us quite a bit, right? Apparently not. Am I looking at the wrong character? I think I'm probably looking at the wrong character. Yeah, I think I'm looking at the wrong character. There we go. So plus 100 here. And he has another year before he becomes of age. So we just have a couple more minutes, guys. I don't think we'll be able to do this war here. And I wasn't going to play until we succeeded as our son, but I think that's going to happen next episode, guys, because this is just about time to end it here. We do have an event here, Commander Promoted. My Marshal, Earl Eadwulf, has been showing off a promising new recruit. Okay, so we've seen this event before, and I think we'll likely get him. I'm sure he would be a good knight for us. And he's a giant, too. Oh, well, let's arrange a marriage here. Let's get some giant's blood in our country, man. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll arrange a marriage. If we have anybody in our court, we do not. So instead, we'll have to find him a spouse here. And what I'd really like to do is find another giant so that we can make sure that they inherit that physical trait. These are the choices if we wanted to breed, one of these traits in there. I suppose if we're to breed anything, we'd breed somebody that's martial and give him a martial character. And we don't need to have an inheritable trait. If there's no giant's blood to be integrated into his giant's blood, then it doesn't matter. We'll just get somebody who has a good martial rating. Of course, it won't affect him unless he's a ruler, but maybe we'll make him a ruler. Why would you not want a giant rule him for you? So we want somebody who shares our religion. We won't specify that because it should be easy enough to find somebody here. She's frail, so probably not good for that. We don't want any frail giants around. So let's instead get one of these two. We'll see which one's the best one. I suppose she works. Yeah, we'll do her. Oh, she's 43. Never mind. I didn't have any kids with a 43-year-old. We'll do her then. Okay. So let's go and arrange that marriage. So that he can have some, hopefully have some giant kids. Alright, so again, only a couple more minutes left. And of course they did accept that marriage proposal. Alright, so let's look at our troop numbers here. How things... Oh, so they're already trying to siege us down there. So we're going to have to take care of that. We can't let them finish that siege up. So this is our sieging army here. We'll probably keep them together at least temporarily. We need to... We're going to come here. We might need to actually use both armies on this attack. I don't know. We'll see. It does look like they have similar numbers here. We'll see if we have to. So I was going to bring these guys into here and then these ones into here. And then we'll see how things look. Okay, so there would be a battle there, so we don't want them to go there. Let's go to the hills instead. And maybe that's where we'll have our battle. We'll see. Alright, so they're there. Richard comes of age. Alright, excellent. So he's coming of age right before we die. So we'll get to see how he looks. Remember, this is our other son who will not be inheriting our title. And of course, he is a lot better. Yeah, just overall, he's a little bit better. He's a flexible leader as well. And yeah, he got the best education you could get for the stewardship, which is putting him at 13. But overall, his skills aren't that great, really. They're slightly better than ours. I don't even know. You'd have to like count them up to confirm, but it does seem like, yeah, he's slightly better. Yeah, because he's got the stewardship and a little bit more martial and a little bit more intrigue. So he's slightly better. Not that much more, though, because his diplomacy is fairly low. Just kind of comparing the two characters. Of course, he can't do this marriage with her just yet. We'll have to wait another year. I don't remember what this marriage was about, why we did this marriage, but that's the marriage that we arranged. All right, so unfortunately, this is going to have to be the end of the episode, guys. We'll have to end it before we die, which remember, we're set to die in January. And then we'll be becoming our son, and he'll be King Adam the First. And so, we're playing as a young character that hasn't had any kids yet. That means we're going to get to name all of our children and manage them, educate them. It's been a little while since we've got to do all that, so that'll be fun. If we have kids, hopefully we do. I don't know if this impacts the attraction opinion, so that could end up resulting in us having a little bit harder time having kids. Probably not, though. We should be all right. Yeah, they're both real young. They're not even married yet, so we're going to manage all of our own kids. We're going to also be getting Brittany once those kids come of age, and she dies, then one of them will inherit Brittany, and we just got control of our realm, and now we're going to have to deal with factions again, and getting those penalties from the short rule, which we just lost. We're now at +3 for long reign. So we're going to get those penalties again. This is a very unlikable guy, though, so maybe the Prince Adam will do better with the temperate, patient, and gregarious. So it's going to be a very different playthrough with him. We'll take a look at all that next episode when our character dies. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.